I actually made an extra $20,000 last year editing for clients on. So you've made the decision that you want to leave your job and become a full-time freelance videographer or editor. Well, I completely understand where you're at. I was there not too long ago, and I want to give you guys 5 tips to jumpstart your money-making process. Now, this video is going to be quick and dirty. There's not going to be a lot of cuts, and if I go over something too fast and you need more clarification, leave it down in the comments and I will try my best to respond to you. So my first tip is to open a business bank account. No, you don't need to go register your business or form an LLC right off the bat, but having a business bank account to separate your personal and business income and expenses will definitely help you, especially when you're first starting. You're gonna have a lot of startup costs. This could be, you need a new computer, you need a new camera, you need software, you need a mouse and keyboard, you need a desk. All of that stuff is a tax write-off, and if you plan on making decent money with your freelance business, which I'm about to teach you how to do, writing off all of this will save you a ton at the end of the year on taxes. And not only will you be able to save money on expenses, you'll also be able to see what your monthly income from your freelance business is, and that way if you ever decide to make the leap into full-time, you can see how much you're averaging in month per month and determine if that's enough to keep up with your current lifestyle. Tip number 2 is to start a YouTube channel. Now, I'm not trying to say, oh, you can make YouTube your career, because not everyone wants to do that. In fact, you don't ever have to make any of your videos public, but starting a YouTube channel will allow you to practice and also show your client that you can make videos just like this. You don't have to be necessarily the most comfortable talking to the camera, but if you can show you can light and edit a talking head video, it's going to put you way ahead of someone who has none of this in their portfolio, because a lot of clients, this is what they want. They want more content for their business or brand, and if you could show them you have the ability to achieve their desired outcome, they're going to hire you over someone who can't prove themselves. All right, now we've talked about how to set up your business and how to get going. Let's talk about how to actually make money with tip number 3, and that is get on Upwork. No, you're not going to make a ton of money right at the beginning, but if you build up your portfolio on Upwork, more and more people are going to start coming to you rather than you having to bid for jobs. I actually made an extra $20,000 last year editing for clients on Upwork. I'm not bidding on contracts on Upwork anymore. People are coming to me, so I'm not having to spend any time on the platform really searching, but I will get an email in my inbox with someone saying, hey, we want to hire you to do this. What is your budget? It is a free outreach tool. Yes, they take a percentage, but that's a percentage of a gig that I wouldn't have gotten without them. Now with Upwork, you do have to pay to start bidding. So here is the biggest tip I can give you when you're just starting is to go after the cheaper contracts. Your first 3 to 5 jobs should focus on getting a 5-star review, and make sure you tell the client that you're willing to do it at a discounted rate in exchange for an honest review at the end of the project. If you have no experience on Upwork, it doesn't matter what you've done off the platform. People are not going to come to you, and Upwork is not going to recommend you. So do the cheap jobs, get the great review, and then you can start building money. Just as an example, when I started on Upwork, my rate was only $10 to $15 an hour, and it only took me about 30 days to jump that up to $45 an hour, where I was consistently getting clients, and then I've been able to scale even more since then. Not to mention, in basically every city, if you Google video editor my city, Upwork is going to be the first ad on there. So there's a lot of people going to the platform that are looking for video editors. Now, tip number 4 is to search job boards. This is after you're starting to build a portfolio, you're starting to have a little bit of income. You can prove that you are now a legitimate business when it comes to videography and editing. Look for people on job boards that are looking for an in-house videographer or an in-house editor. Reach out to them and say, hey, I'm a freelance videographer and video editor. Would you consider working with someone outside of your office? Some will respond and say, no, thank you. Some won't respond at all, but a few of them will respond and be interested to talk to you, because if they're not looking for someone to work with a larger team, there's actually a lot of benefits to hiring a freelancer for a business, because they're not going to have to worry about doing a W-4 for their taxes. They're not going to have to worry about potential benefits, and they can still get all the work done they need, but they're also not having to pay the employment taxes. The best place that I've personally found to do this is LinkedIn, because not only can you see the job postings, you can go look into the company and see who is hiring for that role and reach out to them directly. This is a very undervalued way to start making not only more money, but to start making connections with some businesses for when you take the next step. Now, tip number 5 and my final tip is to stop being a freelancer and become a production company. While being a freelancer is great, when you become an actual production company, you are going to garner a lot more respect from your clients because they don't necessarily always see freelancing as running a business, even though it's basically the same thing. Those same companies that were trying to spend the lowest amount possible with me now respect me enough as a business owner to have true negotiations on what my actual value is, because I can say, hey, look, I run a production company. I have people I hire out. I have these services I'm paying for. I have expenses just like you do. And because of that, the price of my work has gone up. If you're good at what you're doing, they will understand this because they have gone through it as well. And they will be open to negotiating about much larger contracts than when you are solely a freelancer. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you found it informative. And if you have, go ahead and leave it a like and leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Now, next week, I'm going to have another video coming out about 5 things you should consider if you're wanting to make your passion your job. It was actually supposed to be the video coming out this week, but I have put so much information in just those 5 simple steps that I really needed an extra week to work on it. So if you want to see that, go ahead and subscribe now. I promise you it's going to be great if this is the kind of career path that you are wanting to take. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.